Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement and a very special Peacemaker finale edition of My Mom's Basement. We'll also recap this week's Gen V. We're going to kind of skip over the news this week because I think we've got enough to talk about with the Peacemaker finale. We're also recording this late night, Clem. I guess you could see behind Clem. Usually it's bright, the sun is shining in, but it's a late night in the basement. I'm flying to Baton Rouge tomorrow, or today as you're listening to this probably, for a pop punk show at Fred's. So if you're in Baton Rouge and you're listening to this on release day, come on down tonight. But yeah, me and Clem are doing a late night sesh for the Peacemaker finale.
I mean, you never know. We've done some Sunday mornings in the past, and now we're doing a late Thursday night. During the day, sometimes I'll catch like a bird or something. It'll catch my eye. You guys will see me on YouTube. Look outside. Maybe a raccoon, maybe a deer. We sometimes get some deer in the backyards here.
An owl? You got owls up there?
Oh, we have owls, Bob. Don't see them. We can hear them, and I'll tell you, man, owls are just so fucking cool. I don't want to sound like our boy Vigilante, but I fucking love owls. I've really grown to appreciate owls in my old age. So shout out to owls out there. This one's for the night owls. That was my old thing when we used to release No Quitters, the challenge podcast at night. I'd say for all the night owls, and that was the one if you wanted it 11:30 p.m. straight to the veins. The Basement Boys are here for the Peacemaker. Bob, you didn't say the word though. Do you remember what this word is this week?
What did you say it was going to be? It was going to be
starts with an A.
An E, yeah, not an extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
It was an extravaganza. Okay.
Now, I will say, I don't know if that episode is worthy of an extravaganza. Yeah. I'm not saying it was a bad episode. I don't think it was the transcendent episode we thought we might get.
Yeah, I mean, without even getting into it right away, I agree. It was hyped to such an insane level. I mean, I guess we could get into it. The quick basement keeping I wanted to say was if you're listening to this because you were looking for Peacemaker finale opinions and you're not a usual listener of the show or you're not coming to the channel all the time, I did an interview with Frank Grillo that I think any Peacemaker fan would be interested in, at least if you're interested in hearing a little bit more about the behind the scenes stuff. Check that out. Pop Punk, obviously, tonight. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I haven't been saying that the last few episodes, but I want to remind everybody that's an important thing. People look at the numbers at the end of the year and whatnot. And tell your friends about the podcast. It's growing a lot on YouTube Shorts and TikTok, so that's been good. But spread the word a little bit before we get the word. Everything.
My guy who does like a good Giants podcast, always like after their first win, he'll say, tell a friend, just tell one friend about this podcast, and that'll go huge and potentially building the numbers. Right. By the way, Giants are playing right now as we're doing this, up 10, just picked off the Eagles. It's excitement. The Phillies just lost in absolutely gut-wrenching fashion. My sports life has gotten a lot better and I know it's going to be very short-lived. The Giants will probably somehow lose this game, but it just feels good to win one right now. So we have a lot of stuff going on in the basement. And you said the basement keeping. I said two things that we won't go full news in. One, the Game of Thrones show had Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
Yep.
They had the first trailer come out along with like the poster, no dragons, no magic, which I think is a bummer for some people, but a grounded series. I saw 30 minutes, which I personally welcome with open arms. Yeah. I think, and I think you're with me on this, the trailer didn't do much for me. It looks like it could be like a fun, have its moments. However, I'm trusting all the book readers who are like, this is a really good story. Everyone, if they do it right, they should enjoy it. I even had someone say the showrunner is like a George R. R. Martin dude. So It's like, if George is cool with them, I'm cool with them, and he's not going to just take it their own way. But I think we're both going in. I don't think this will be a Sunday night, let's get the boys together, dress up and act silly kind of thing, right?
We'll see, I guess. It really depends. I said to you, like Game of Thrones and the spinoffs at this point, I don't even need trailers for it. I understand that I guess you have to put out trailers. But if you tell me there's going to be a new Game of Thrones show on Sunday night, I'm like, all right, I'm there for it. Like, let's see what it's like on Sunday night. Let it take me by surprise. The trailer didn't give you a ton, just like teaser or whatever. But yeah, it didn't like... I don't watch these things. And it was the same for House of the Dragon, which I was really fired up about. I never watched the trailers and was like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. Because at this point, a lot of the Game of Thrones trailers and stuff look pretty similar. They kind of look the same. This one just without the dragons and the crazy shit. But yeah, maybe this will be a dark horse, massive hit when it debuts. Right now, I can't tell.
No, and again, you're not having the cool stuff with the magic and stuff. I do see the banners and I get that little like feeling inside, or a guy with antlers, like, oh, must be a Baratheon. I love the lore of Game of Thrones. So I'm in for the lore. The fans have told me that the books are legit. And if the people making it are legit, it's still Thrones. We're in. I don't know how much we're going to do. We'll do something though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a recap at the end. And then the other thing I just want to touch on, because there was a blog on it today, Stranger Things season 5, every episode reportedly 90 to 120 minutes long, with a 50 to 60 million dollar budget per episode, which puts it at 460 million dollars for the season.
I mean, that's insane. $500 million is outrageous, but we give them a lot of shit for how long it took them to get here. We're getting like 8 movies. It's because they filmed 8 movies in the time between this season and last.
Bob, I'm not even going to ask for a bonus episode if all this stuff ends up being true. You give me 8 movies, and especially, again, the holidays, it's like kind of a dead time for content a lot of times when we're watching Bird Box and there's nothing else on. Other sports kind of rules the roost those days, but if this is kind of taking that spot as well, fucking sold. I won't complain about anything.
If it's as good as season 4, yeah, exactly. It's like one of those things we keep saying. If you're shitting on this show, y'all must have forgot. Season 4 was amazing. Like amazing television. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about the next edition of Comic Book Club with Jose Youngs we're going to do. Very appropriately at the end of the month for Halloween, we will be doing a long Halloween comic book club. I'm excited to dive back into this book. I think it's maybe the best Batman detective story out there. It's a big inspiration for the Batman and that entire universe. Sophia Falcone plays a small part. A lot of villains. You'll see the whole rogues gallery pretty much. But I haven't read it probably since I was in high school. It's probably been like 10 years. So I'm excited to dive back into one of the GOATs and have you read it for the first time, break it down with Jose. I'm sure he knows all the little Easter eggs and fun facts that we don't. So telling you now, you've got like 20 days to read The Long Halloween.
And for the people out there, I'm very much support the artist. I haven't been to the store yet, but I'll probably go out, get myself the graphic novel, right? Is that what it's considered, right? I did that with Secret Wars. However, old man here, for the little old man hack for my fellow old men out there, Hoopla is what I use. Usually your local library will have like an e-book service where instead of like getting the book from the library, you can take it out electronically and then you can zoom in on the font and be able to read it on the computer or your tablet. And for me, my eyes are starting to go a little. I'm getting old. It's a very helpful way to do it. So I'm just using that little hack for people that, don't want to buy the book or, can't get to the local library. You might be able to get it online. I don't think you do an audiobook for a comic book. That feels really weird, but this is the next.
I think they do have them actually. I'm pretty sure they have like audiobook versions of comics.
But you know what? Like, I think it's a niche thing we do on the pod, but the people who like it love it, and that is all I really care about. We get one of those and we get the professor just dropping knowledge on us, and you guys would be geeking out hard on this one. I can't wait.
All right, before we get into Peacemaker, let's tell everyone about Game Time, one of our favorite sponsors. We can't wait for all the amazing concerts coming up this fall. But what we don't want to think about is the hassle of buying tickets. We want to focus on the music, not the cost or the stress. Game Time puts the power back in the hands of fans. It's your go-to hack for scoring amazing tickets and unforgettable experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. If I pull up Game Time right now, we're looking at New York City. What if I type in All Time Low, my favorite band? They're coming to the Hammerstein Ballroom, an amazing concert venue in November. You can get into night 1 for $104 or night 2 for $89. Hammerstein Ballroom, All Time Low. It's going to be an amazing time. I'll be there for sure. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MMB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MMB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. We love Game Time.
The best, the GOATs. Game Time, the GOAT.
All right, let's get into Peacemaker, because this was the most hyped finale of any show we've gotten, and maybe since House of the Dragon season 2. we were talking about this. I blogged it today. I said this feels like an all-time powder keg about to explode in the comic book universe. James Gunn was calling it one of the greatest things he's ever done, one of the greatest things he's ever written. Not just this, but the 7th episode as well. He's kind of talking about the whole block of them. Tons of secrecy as well. Wasn't like he promised us cameos, but the way it was being talked about and guarded felt like, all right, they got to be teasing something crazy, especially with him saying it leads directly into Man of Tomorrow. Like when people were like, does it kind of lead into Man of Tomorrow, or is it like direct? He was like, it's direct. I didn't feel that for most of the episode, unfortunately. That felt a little bit like calling The Flash one of the greatest comic book movies ever made, where I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to say the gun missed here, because I thought this was a good episode. I thought it was up there with the best episodes of the season, but it wasn't at all the conclusion that I thought we were going to get. It wasn't very satisfying as a finale, in my opinion. So it almost feels like the gun, like, it got a ricochet shot off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my gun puns and what I can use for target.
It grazed this time. It wasn't a direct hit. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's on the target, but it didn't go and be a bullseye or something like that.
Wasn't calibrated right. Maybe it wasn't totally his fault. I don't know.
I got to tell you, Bob, I feel like I'm in like the alternate dimension right now. I'm not saying we're in Nazi dimension right now, but the voice you're making when like leading into this is the voice I make when I go into some of these projects that let me down, and it's kind of weirding me out. I to not have bubbly. Is it because we're doing this at night? Is this what you turn into at night? Is the secret to not having bubbly Bob? We just got to record after 10 o'clock.
I was just thinking about it, dude. I was thinking about it all day. I was cutting the clip of us talking about the cameos that we wanted. We kind of maybe True Detective, the show where we made it out to be a little better and more complex in our heads, where we're talking about GI Robot and Mr. Terrific and Brainiac and his Batman coming in and a Superman coming in. Maybe that's our fault, because again, it wasn't like cameos were promised. In fact, he explicitly said David Cornsweat's Superman wouldn't be in it, but it was just a victim of the hype. The hype was crazy, Clem. The way he was talking about this was crazy. He said it's one of the best things he's ever done, best thing he's ever written. Like he did something better at the exact same time he was filming this, Superman. And there was episodes in this season that were maybe even better than this one. Definitely in last season, there were some episodes I like better. This wasn't even on the level of like a Weasel or a GI Robot Creature Commandos in my mind. I didn't leave this blown away.
Would you say that Creature Commandos had a better ending to it all than Peacemaker season 2?
It tied everything up in a bow more than this did. Like spoilers, of course, for Peacemaker from this point on. We got to get into spoilers. They didn't wrap up Earth X with Keith at all, and they didn't really wrap up with the Frank Grillo stuff, because obviously they ended on a massive cliffhanger. And they're telling us we're not getting season 3. So what's going on there? Are they lying about the season 3 thing?
So, all right. I think what you're saying, there's a lot of truths, but I also do think there are some fair critiques along the way. First of all, I think we just have to realize now that he's in our life and he's a very big part of our life, James Gunn's just going to say shit like this now. He's just, I guess so. We're going to go back to the Flash as Exhibit A of this guy's just going to say stuff that
he is the head of DC. He's like the Dana White. He's got to promote these fights.
Yes. And then there is some true detectiving it, right? And I think that was a part of it. Now, listen, this is the other thing. I had like a really busy day today, and I had to like get a bunch of stuff. So I really didn't have a chance to like get hyped for it. I wasn't just thinking Peacemaker. I was really excited for it for like the week. But the thing is, I really liked the whole season, and I didn't have hype for the finale just because today was such a blur with work and then stuff with the kids that like it kind of was like, all right, now I'm gonna bang this out. And I was hoping for like all the stuff we were hoping for, the cameos and the building of the DC universe. And then when it kind of came and went, I was like, all right, now maybe I'm just like, I don't think this is the end of it though. I know season 3.
Yeah.
It could exist in Checkmate being a show, right?
I think that might be what they're doing too.
Yeah. And maybe has he never said this is the show that I was talking about being an easy thing to make was a show that's been announced. So this could be it. Tomorrow we could announce it, right?
True. Which would be interesting. Like if Peacemaker's such a big brand at this point, it feels like like to call it checkmate, but you're doing the Save Chris show. It just feels like it would be strange. But
But I don't even know if they would
obviously,
save
there's like
Chris though.
massive cliffhangers. Yeah,
I think you could
true,
build the universe through it, and I think Chris would
true.
be a massive like void in the show, him not being around. But I also think at the same time, like I think it could work,
And
just like the
Keith
Jimmy
comes
Olsen
after
show could work
Amelia in
without.
that show.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how it's all going to go, and I do think. I don't think we've seen the last of Keith. That's for sure. I was
No.
shocked we didn't see him this episode. It did feel like it's like we didn't even get that. We didn't get any of the big cameos we thought we could get. I'll tell you, Bob. Like I was like, yeah, no Superman. You know that would seem like a long shot. Lex wasn't there, even though they mentioned him. And I Mr. Terrific. At one point, I was sure we were getting him. Forgot about the GI Robot. That one hurt. No GI Robot really hurt me. But we also have to remember, like, what percentage would you say have watched Creature Commandos?
Oh, probably very
Peacemaker
low.
viewers. I'd say like 25%.
20,
Is that
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know if I would have watched it if we didn't review it on the show.
Yeah.
Because it's a
No, it's a good point.
You know,
it's just like James. It felt like if anyone were gonna do something like that, it would be James Gunn.
Yes. So I just think
and again, it's not. I don't think it was a bad episode because there wasn't cameos. I don't want people to get that twisted either. It's not like we were so desperate for cameos we think this was bad. It was more about, for me, it just didn't feel like a set. It felt like a cliffhanger. It almost felt like a setup for season 3 more than it felt like an ending to season 2 to me.
A lot of people I saw were saying it felt like they were more satisfied with 6 and 7. 6 and 7 felt like this season, and then 8. You're not giving out the episodes to the press, and you're talking about how great they were, and yada yada yada. You're just building this up to an unfair, and he's
talking about it like it was better than any of the Guardians movies.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about? Yeah,
and I bet when he does his next round of interviews, he's like, "Yeah, looking back, I probably shouldn't have done that." Now, if he keeps doing it, then we're gonna have a problem, James, because he can't.
And maybe it's like very personal and sentimental to him because there's an amazing like Jennifer Holland performance in this episode. Amazing. She's phenomenal. John Cena's phenomenal in this episode. So maybe it was personal like for him in that way, but I almost felt like he should have like said that. It was just I think just a victim of the hype because again, I think this is a good episode and up there with the best this season. It was very good. And the 57-minute runtime worked very well. It was just, I don't know, it wasn't the greatest thing James Gunn's ever done.
So remember when we first started this, like doing the weekly shows, and we did like, are we going to do the late night recaps? And I think WandaVision we did it for, and then I think we did it for another one, and then we're like, I think this, and we're doing those. That was the 3 a.m, which, by the way, remains the most ridiculous release schedule. I'm gonna like tell my grandchildren, like, you wouldn't believe what Disney did when they first launched Disney Plus. They released these fucking things at 3 a.m, and we would watch them and then have the review go live. Whew, or we at least wanted to film our reaction in case crazy shit happened.
Yeah, for finales especially.
This one would have hurt. We're doing this because, travel schedules and stuff. If we had actually set up and I would have done it if you wanted to do it, I would have felt like we got gypped out of it, when it was said and done.
So let's get into it a little bit scene by scene. We open with the 1 month ago. Chris and Amelia are like kind of on a date. They're at this Big Belly Burger, which is a burger spot in the DCU. I think we mentioned that at least once this season. Owned by LexCorp. Chris is singing. He's embarrassing her. They split a dozen shots, kind of go Meek Phil on him, but they each had 6, not 8, unfortunately. Not full Meek. He wants to go on this rock cruise with
never go full Meek, by the way. No. In life in general, all aspects of life, never go full Meek.
Never go full Meek. He wants to go on the rock cruise with Nelson, and we know from what's been teased this season, something happened on the boat. Something happened on the boat. We keep talking about it. Or are we going to talk about what happened on the boat? Kind of the whole season, I'll be completely honest. I've been thinking something big had to happen on this boat. They're talking about it like they kissed or something, or, got romantic or said, I love you on the boat. But it's got to be more than that, right? And when they open this episode with kind of like a cold open tease of like, hey, we're about to show you what happened on the boat, I kind of like doubled down on that thought of it's got to be more than what I'm making it out to be in my mind, right? And skipping ahead a little bit, it's not really more than that. They kissed, and it was a great scene and like a really well shot scene and a nice moment. But I was a little let down by that. That like the whole season was built up to they kissed.
You know, I feel like James Gunn with that and a couple things in this episode, he got a little cutesy, James Gunn cutesy, right? Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of what he did. And
he injects something like that in most of his projects, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And there hasn't been a lot of it this season.
I didn't see it coming with this just because, but like, do I need Hardcore and Peacemaker to have a kissy relationship and whatever? No, it just, I'm also trying to think, what is the song that Nelson sings? I definitely know Nelson. They're the hair band.
I don't even, to be completely honest, I thought they were a fictional band.
Oh my God. I feel old for even knowing that. And I don't know how much I knew of Nelson growing up.
Nelson, rock duo, active from 1989. So they're like a 90s band.
Yeah. I mean, but they look 80s if you see.
Yeah, I mean, they sound 80s too from the song they play in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't Live Without Your Love and Affection is the #1 song on their Spotify. After the Rain is another one.
Yeah, I don't really remember those or know those, but I do remember them being like, oh, Nelson was one of these bands as well. So he's getting cute. He's getting cute. He got cute with us. We got bit by the little cute James Gunn. He got us there.
Chris in real time denies visitors. He thinks he's the angel of death, which is kind of fucking metal for being honest.
I gotta love that. All that stuff. That was
the research mission going on inside the portal. They're going to all these different worlds. We get a lot of this. The season finale is a lot of the research mission, to be honest, which was good stuff. But I almost would have rather they wrapped some other stuff up. But it was like a funny montage, I guess they go through. Happerson said the tech is beyond what we know terrestrially. I thought we were getting Brainiac there. I thought they were setting something up there. Tim Meadows telling the super graphic stripper story as they're walking through. So funny and just such a highlight of this episode and this season. Tim Meadows, I'm glad he survived. I'm glad he can continue throughout the DCU and hopefully be a big star for Checkmate.
My TV was my internet was just funky, so it was a little like choppy, and I honestly couldn't see who was getting killed when they were going to the dimension. And I'm like, is Tim dead? I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, this has to be it. I can't remember half of it. Cupid was one of the guys.
Klein was the one who got his face eaten off.
Dude, titties pull us out.
Oh, so funny. Titties pull us out. Yeah, it was door 22 that they went into. It looked like Candyland, and you just knew something cute was going to come out. That was dangerous. You could see it coming a mile away. And in my notes, I said it was Labubu's that attacked the team. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like little Labubus.
So I couldn't think of the word to describe them, and I put gremlins. Labubu is a better one. And then I saw there's a little clip that I didn't see. I know there was an after show, but I didn't watch that. I just saw it on Twitter where James Gunn, I guess they had mentioned in the first episode, I believe in the other dimension, Chris's dad says you went to the peppermint place, brought a peppermint stick, and one of those little fuckers, those imps they called them.
The imps, yeah.
And he tried to jerk off in his cereal, and I'm like, they definitely would have, because like you said, he's fucking his face, and they
very funny with the butt. It had the little butt as it was fucking his face.
No, it's so funny, dude.
Very Gremlins inspired. It felt when they're ripping them apart and it's chaos and they're screaming. That felt Gremlins to me.
Very much so, and I just love. I got vibes of Candyland. I'm a big Candyland guy. I wanted to eat the peppermint, but there was a lot of stuff that could go on. And honestly, this was just a note I wanted to make. I love that they went to a bunch of different dimensions. Instead of just being like, there's two, and there might be some other cool stuff, or they went to like one more. I like that there's a bunch of other stuff that they could maybe even revisit.
We see a zombie world. We see that crazy spider skull world, which we saw in everything marketing material. And it's so funny to me that it wound up being a joke of like, nope, not going in there. Close. Everyone's like, what could that be? How are they going to get there? How's Peacemaker going to be in there? He's not. We see the black hole that Judo Master almost falls into looked exactly like the one from Superman. That was maybe a little connection there. And a lot of people die until they, wind up finding the planet that they are looking for. The montage is set to a song called Fucking My Heart in the Ass. This was one of the more ridiculous songs I've ever heard.
So I won't you please stop fucking my heart in the ass? And I had to look it up. I'm like, is this a song or did James Gunn write this one? And it's it almost went on a playlist.
It's kind of a jam. I know. I was like, I read it in the closed captions when it came on. I was like, fucking my heart in the ass, stop fucking my heart in the ass. And Lady Fox looked at him. She goes, how do you know that's the name of the song? Like, she didn't see it in the closed captions. I was like, I swear I didn't. This isn't on my playlist here. But by the end of it, I was like, kind of singing along, kind of a jam.
Late Night Bob might just be a wild card. She's like, Bob, it's not even after 10 yet. This is when you really get weird. You start getting a little dark and you start hearing just these crazy words.
And they were asking during the whole research mission, like, what are we doing this for? Why are we doing this? It was very sad seeing Eagly depressed, him in the corner of that room, just looking away. I also thought we were setting something with Eagly up all season with him in the fridges and constantly they're looking for the deli meat. Weirdly, I thought that was going to lead to something. I felt like there were a couple of scenes with Eagly in the fridge that were focused on in this season and didn't really lead anywhere.
Depressed Eagly, I thought, was going to come back with a good reason for the depression, or like he was working on something else. So I'm with you on that.
Ads visiting Adrian was a funny scene with the mom outside when they're talking about call me Lee. My wife calls me that. He's like, no, I'm picturing you doing cunnilingus or whatever. I'm picturing you eating your pussies.
Oh God.
Ridiculous line.
Roaring. Bob, I'm putting a potential hashtag watch on hashtag cunnilingus Lee. That was such an unbelievable line.
That's got to come up with some nasty.
That probably comes up with some wacky shit.
I might have to veto that one. That might put the basement in the wrong algos.
Even Late Night Bob isn't looking to go to the cunnilingus rabbit hole.
Say no at some point.
All the stuff with the mom this season did hit. It was
really good.
She's so sweet.
I know, and him screaming at her, yeah, really funny. She wants to use the blood money to bail Chris out and get him a lawyer and everything. And Vigilante is more willing to kill a judge's family than he is use the blood money. That was another funny exchange in this.
I think he said threaten, but I mean, I think
he says threaten first, and then he says
that's
kill.
Right. You're right. Everything about his line of thinking is just incredible to me. I love it all.
And then the planet that they wind up finding that's suitable is called Planet Salvation. That's what Rick Flag Sr. names it. By the way, the entire season I've spelled Rick Flag with 2 G's, and I realized tonight that it's 1 G.
No.
Yeah.
That is definitely a I know why. Well, for me, I know why. Cooper Flag is 2 G's, right? That's
maybe I was thinking Cooper Flag. Maybe my mind was on Ball. I don't know.
Yeah, this guy just loves Ball.
But like in the description of the Grillo interview and everything, I went in and changed it today. I was so embarrassed.
Oh, that's tough. I was gonna say I got Mandela affected with that, but I think it's just because like the #1 draft prospect just happened to have.
It could have been that
last, because there's no other way I would think 2 G's. And now I'm looking back, I remember like Suicide Squad, like this closed captions FLH.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck. Goddamn.
So he wants to use Planet Salvation as a prison for metahumans, where we could throw him on this prison, never see him again. He actually mentions Arkham and Belle Reve as places not capable of keeping prisoners, which is within the DC universe trope. Now, James Gunn says in the post episode, this is what is going to play a big role in the DCU going forward, Planet Salvation. On Reddit, I already found out that the Salvation run is a very famous storyline in the DCU, where the American government, this is according to a Redditor, Numba24 Insane, says, in the comics, the American government decided to dump all of the supervillains on a planet and call it a day. Factions are made, ultimately ending with Team Lex Luthor fighting Team Joker, but it gets interrupted by, I believe, Brainiac robots attacking the planet to absorb its data. And then someone says, worse, turns out the U.S. government didn't do due diligence, and it's a parademon training world. There's some great moments in the story. Brainiac is involved, I believe. I think Gorilla Grodd is even involved, who we saw in a flash forward in Creature Commandos, which now I'm starting to wonder, is that the world where the superheroes were dead or something? So this is a famous run and a possible future, I guess, or confirmed future for the DCU with James Gunn talking about it. Kind of feels like Battle World, but for supervillains and Secret Warsy.
I saw people like, oh, they're going to go the salvation route. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I think this is a way James Gunn could have a lot of fun. And if it actually does build out to whatever it is, like, that's the thing. There's like the secret battle world and secret wars and all that stuff and all these things that like are buzzwords. But I feel like this is not on that level. But the fact, I think you let a director or mind like James Gunn, along with the people he's going to bring in and let them just play in that sandbox, I think we could have some fucking wacky shit, right? And all the metahumans going together and lumping in different people from different universes just to get everyone on the chessboard as fast as possible. I kind of dig that that's what they're going to do there. And I did say, I swear, Bob, I was like, I feel like there's going to, and it might not be the case based on what you said, but I was like, I feel like there might be dinosaurs coming. It just felt like there was a T-Rex.
Feels a little bit like the Void and Loki, even that episode where he gets banished and then we're like, oh, what the fuck's going to happen next? Like that. It felt very Voidish to me, especially at the end when we hear the roars and everything like that. Also, a lot of Luther talk in this episode in relation to Planet Salvation, and Frank Grillo's in the meeting where they're like, a couple months ago, you weren't following his orders quite like this, and blah blah blah. I can't believe we didn't get even another like second of Luther or them bringing him into the new prison. It really surprises me that his appearance was a one-off. I guess he couldn't get Nicholas Hoult for a bunch of time while he's working on Superman, but that just surprised me.
Do you think the fact that they did record like right next to each other, that was the like, you got to just do something here? I think that was the thing that really did make us feel like it was definitely going to happen.
Yeah. Harcourt meets Bordeaux at Big Belly Burger, introduces her to ads to a very dramatic, intense version of We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. That was pretty good.
Was that like a cover or was that them?
It was a cover, I think. It sounded like a different voice.
I didn't know if I thought you were saying they covered their own song.
Oh,
but
no.
I've never heard that song covered before like that.
Yeah.
I've said it on the pod in the past. I love covers that are a big detour from the original. That's why I love the Newfound Glory albums where they do the movie ones and speed up that stuff. So I did get what was the Teen Spirit was the movie that would have traumatized my kids, right? The Black Widow.
Oh yeah, that was good too. I like that.
Kids, they have a great time. They have a wonderful time. I also want to mention this because I didn't mention the beginning with the belly burger, whatever it's called. Harcourt being anti-freckle. Man, that was tough.
I forgot to mention that too. That was in my notes too. He's like, my mom has taught me to embrace my freckles or whatever.
That's something I would like tell my kids if like someone was ever mean to them about something. The guy just said it, and I'll tell you, I don't know if I was anti-freckles as a kid. I love freckles. Freckles are awesome.
Well, yeah,
I'm pro freckle.
I got some freckles in the sunlight. I get some freckles on the cheeks.
A little Jersey Shore Bob. The freckles come out.
Yeah, I get them on the shoulders too. Very Irish.
Oh shit, shoulder freckles. Yeah. I get those as well. My wife has freckles. I love freckles.
Yeah. Ads talks to Key, lets her go. Very emotional. Economos tries to distract Apperson, which is a very funny scene as well. They locate Chris. Adrian runs up on him, stuns him. They're all like trying to reason with him. He just fucking stuns the shit out of him. He has this heart-to-heart with the entire group. He thinks he's cursed. And Ads gives a great speech. She's fucking crying, very emotional. It's believable that sometimes, a character's very stubborn and unwilling to go back to what they're doing, back to their life. One speech gets him back like that. This I actually believed could get him back like that. Like they reasoned with him in a very good, down-to-earth, grounded way. So I actually really like this scene.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss these characters. That's kind of like the one thing that I realized along the way. I'm really gonna miss all these characters and the way that they kind of just.
I wish we got a little more of them together this season.
Yeah. Now, can I say something here? That you keep going. You can. This is something I want to bring up at some point.
All right.
They're in How I Met Your Mother. I actually just saw this episode. There was an episode where they say something about someone and it kind of and it like if I be like Robbie chews really loud and then it would like everyone would then be like, oh my god, he does, and it ruins the person for you.
Like Vicky Vale has big hands when you pointed that out.
Yes, exactly like that. No, you keep going. You keep going
Okay.
here. And I'll edit it at some point.
We see 1 week later, and I was stunned when we cut to 1 week later. I was like, what do you mean 1 week later? I almost felt like Game of Thrones finale where they cut to 6 months later, and I was like, but what do you mean? I want to know what happens now. We're on a rock cruise again, this time with Foxy Shazam playing Oh Lord, the theme. Great song, great, scene, live performance. But as they're playing this, I'm like, okay, this is what you do at the end of the episode. Is the episode ending? This is when it started clicking for me. I was really thoroughly enjoying the entire episode up to this point. And this is kind of when it clicked for me of like, oh, this is about to end. This is it. And that's when it started hitting me of like, oh, this is kind of weird as a finale. But they use Vigilante's money to build a headquarters for Checkmate, which is from the DC Comics, started by Amanda Waller. Now they let Ads be the starter of it, the founder of it. Meadows quizzing Adrian about spiders. Great little scene in the midst of it. Then the season ends with Peacemaker being kidnapped, thrown into the portal of Planet Salvation by Rick Flag Sr. And he has this great line where he delivers it so well, where he's like, "This is for Ricky, you piece of shit." Boom. Season over. Growling, creatures screaming, and Planet Salvation. A great cliffhanger, but we don't know if we're getting anything that we're obviously getting something next. We just don't know when that's going to be, what it's going to be. Is he going to be in Supergirl? Is this paid off in Supergirl? I have no idea. But again, good episode. It is a good episode. I have nothing about the episode that I didn't like other than the fact that it didn't like live up to the crazy hype that it had surrounding it. I feel like a broken record now.
No, hey, Bob, I've been in your chair basically 99% of the times on this show, and it's not a fun one to be in. And then I'll be oh, come on, it's not so bad. I actually did enjoy it. I think I just had such a wacky day, and maybe that Clem, the positive Clem, is just a thing here. But the ads, the couple stuff, that was like the best description of a couple that I've ever heard.
It's good.
It's about growing a life together, making both people happy, and all that kind of stuff. And the Economos jokes just had me roaring. They were so
he
bad.
Was really good.
The football game that just never happened. And they're just that's why no one likes you. And I'm like that. And these are very James Gunny. We were getting all James Gunn. He's throwing the James Gunn material at us. I love that they had the song live, that they played the song of the show. I hope they do that like almost every season of whatever they could do if it works. And it does feel like Foxy Shazam would be like the best, most fun live band ever, right? The way they were playing. And I was honestly, it got to the point where during all that montage, I was so worried about how good everything was going. I'm like, oh, is Keith just going to come down and like nuke the fucking planet? Like, it was so good. And I was like, man, I wish we could get more of this. I wish we could get more where superheroes are just enjoying their friends and everything's going good. So I might just go rewatch that 10-minute stretch and just have like a big dumb smile on my face. Again, I know there are no cameos, all that kind of stuff. Now, this was the thing that kind of like, this might be why I'm all right with Chris being gone and with the hardcore stuff ending the way it did. I just was watching Guardians 2 the other night. It was on multi-view. I got lucky. So I had like Yankees game on, Phillies game on.
Oh, I saw you tweet about that.
I had an unbelievable multi-view. It was like football, Monday Night Football, and Guardians. I'm like, oh my God, I hit the jackpot. Guardians 2, it's my favorite. And then when Chris was dancing with Hardcore, and I go, they have this unspoken thing. And I go, oh my God, James Gunn just remade Gamora and Star-Lord with Hardcore and Peacemaker. Tell me that's not the same exact thing, basically. Peacemaker's in love with her. She's like this like trained killer who has no emotion.
She's not a dancer.
Fights him. She's not a dancer.
Like yeah.
And they dance. And I think he does like the legitimate Gamora, like one of the moves he puts on her. And I was like, he's gonna say like it's this unspoken thing, like
it is. It's almost just like a James Gunn trope, almost.
Yes.
It's hard to call it a trope because he's kind of only done it twice, but like he hasn't written anything without supernatural animal in it, going back to like Scooby-Doo, right? Like it's Scooby-Doo, it's King Shark, it's Rocket Raccoon, it's whoever. in
He
all
plays
of
the
things Cosmo
hits.
the
He knows
Superdog.
what works.
Yeah,
yes.
he does.
And it's like, I think this is why if he had to keep doing all this stuff, it would be like at some point, it would be like, all right, James, we've had enough. I think now he'll start spreading it out. People will be doing it. The guy I can't believe the amount of work he just put in like the last couple of years. It's unbelievable. But that one, I was like, oh man, like I don't want to start seeing, oh, this is just like this. And there's going to be overlaps. I completely understand. So comic books and fucking movies work. But it was like, I saw that. I was like, oh
similar.
no. It's very similar, right?
Yeah.
Tell me it's not. And again, it's because I just saw it. It was fresh in my head. But she's basically Earth Gamora at this point.
She's pretty close.
Like, don't tell me like her dad is like some really
I was thinking about who's her dad,
or something. Yeah, exactly.
But instead of having the dad, which makes things complicated, it's almost like she has the old relationship with Rick Flag that makes things complicated.
And now she is, Rick Flag as kind of the Thanos in her life. Who's call me Rick. Call me. It's very odd. By the way, do we just keep calling him Rick Flag Senior? And was it Rick Flag Junior? But I feel like once the kid's gone, you're just Rick Flag. You've taken over.
I
guess.
Name. I guess.
Is that dark? Is that too dark?
It's a little dark.
We're disgracing Rick Flag's memory, Junior's memory?
Well, I guess Junior exists in Earth X, and I guess he's not gay. That was another theory.
That's true. I mean, yeah, we didn't get a lot of those fun theories. I mean, don't listen. Not a lot of Earth X is fun, but stuff like that with the love triangle and stuff, we never got.
We did the True Detective Reddit thing. We were setting up all the theories ourselves.
Damn, such an idiot.
Any final closing thoughts on Peacemaker? That was pretty much it on my end. Again, good episode. I don't want people to think we turned on the gun here.
No. Okay. Let's see if I didn't do this beforehand, but let's see if we could do it. If we could workshop it. Remember last year we did What Bag of Chips Is It?
Yeah.
What Bag of Chips is Peacemaker season 2?
What did we even say for season 1? I'd like to compare.
I think I might have said Flamin' Hots, or I think I might have said a kind of Funyuns. I think I said a Funyuns. So this one I feel like was good. I mean, it was actually like the season. I think if you go on the season, it's actually better than you're expecting.
I know. Yeah. It's my mind is going right to like cheddar Pringles. I really like cheddar Pringles. They're not they're not gonna blow your mind, but I really like them, and I go to them all the time. They're always in the snack shelf at Barstool.
Okay,
had a little container of them today.
I could live with that. I'll go with like when they do the how do you call that? Like the seasonal shapes for the Cheetos.
Okay.
I like Cheetos. I like other kind of Cheetos more, but I like when they mix them up. It's same, but it's different. And it's like the little holiday. They have the skulls, or they have the bag of bones, I think they call it for Halloween. So it's a little bag of bones. It was different than season 1. I think I'm choosing season 2 over season 1, like 1,000,000,000%. How about you?
I don't know. My gut almost goes season 1.
Really?
I think it might, yeah. And now I was really down with the whole Project Butterfly storyline. I think I was more taken aback by season 1.
You liked it more than I did.
Yeah, I think I might be a season 1 person. I would have to go back and watch back to back almost.
People in the comments, guys, let us know season 1 or season 2, which one you like more for Peacemaker, because I could see it going either way. Again, it got a little weird. It was I'd say a little more gross out and a little more like sophomore humor in that, where this one was a little more heartfelt.
True.
I think the Justice League cameo at the end was like a fucking awesome. Oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's almost like they work backwards with that, where we got the Luther, we got the Justice Gang in the beginning, but then it kind of just got to its own. We fucking True Detective this. I mean, God damn it.
And we still got Luther. It's like,
I just don't see the sparkle in your eyes, Bob.
Over that. Yeah, it is like, I got to remind myself, it was 2 weeks ago now, but if they put that Luther scene in this episode, I would have been fucking, oh my God, we got Lex Luthor in the finale. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what people are going to say to argue with me, and I think you guys are right. If you're,
guys, again, it's 11:27 p.m. The twinkle's out of Bob's eyes. I've seen it. It's gone.
Did the Giants win?
Giants won. I have the twinkle in my eyes because of that.
Good for you, Giants.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
All right, let's tell everyone about something that could put a twinkle in your eye.
Yes.
TUSHY. Okay, this is a new
Woo!
sponsor. Shout out TUSHY. Men will life hack everything but their toilet paper consumption using a TUSHY bidet. That's right, we're sponsored by
We're doing
bidets
bidets.
now. Means you can leave the bathroom so much cleaner than when you walked in. Let's get into it. TUSHY is the everyday luxury bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. 99% of people who wash with TUSHY Wave feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. I love that. TUSHY Wave instantly modernizes your daily routine and bathroom with a super sleek seat, plus 2 separate front and rear nozzles for the most complete clean. It also features a soft closed lid and seat that's slam proof for a gentle, luxurious finish. That's always been a fear of mine. You know, when the toilet seat slams down, you don't want anything to get caught down there. Remember, a-hole is only a dirty word if you wipe. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code BASEMENT at checkout. I would love to sell some bidets. Can you guys use this fucking code, please? That's 10% off your first bidet order at Hello Tushy. That's hello, TUSHY.com with promo code BASEMENT. I would love to hear back from Tushy, and they're like, bidets are flying off the shelves with promo code BASEMENT.
Bob, let me tell you a little something about bidets. If you like, so I have my Reddit. I've actually become more of a Reddit guy. As I've cut back my Twitter consumption, Reddit has filled the void for me. And occasionally you'll get a question that pops up in a subreddit, like ask or whatever. And it's like, what's one thing that like you got that changed your life, or if you can afford it, what's something you should like just try? And Bob, I'm telling you, the number one ever. I swear to God, this is the truth. God, you guys know I wouldn't lie to you. Everyone, the bidet is always the number one. And
get a fucking bidet.
Breaking news on the basement. The Casa de Clem, as we might hear along the way, usually you guys know I wasn't lying to you in the next 12 months. We're having our bathrooms done, 2 of our bathrooms redone. And we're getting a bidet in one of those bathrooms.
Nice. He's getting
Treat
the Tushy Wave.
Yourself. Yes, we're getting the Tushy Wave. We're going to have, because everyone says it's one of those things. The first time you're like, whoa. Second time you're like, oh. And the third time you're like, oh. Fourth time you're like, oh. And then you realize.
And you can't live without it.
I did not know. And this is what I learned on Reddit as well. Like, America is like the one country that still uses toilet paper.
I know.
It's everywhere else is like, no.
Metric system and bidet.
Yeah. You wash it with water, and then if you want to use a little paper to clean up the rest, you do that. It's like, why would you just use nothing but paper? We're Americans. We do, like you said, Fahrenheit makes no sense. The metric system's a million times easier. I'm proud of being American, but when it comes to cleaning, I want to be as clean as possible. So get your Tushies now. And for the people that do get it, let us know. Give us the review.
Let us know.
Or if you already have a bidet, you let us know.
Don't send us pictures or videos or anything. Just let us know, okay?
Honor system. We'll go on honor system.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Gen V episode 6 before we get out of here. Pretty good episode of Gen V. Really good acting in this episode, especially from Cypher. Again, Hamish Linklater is just fucking killing it this season. Begins with a cool scene where they're breaking Annabeth out of prison. They're still picking up where they left off last episode. And Sam shows up, of course, like Han Solo, like we knew he would. We learned that Annabeth has superpowers. Marie can sense it. And really funny line as they do break out. They get in the car. They're headed up towards the Canadian border. And she goes, I'm not going to a foreign country with strangers. I love the Emma line where she's like, we're not going to a foreign country. We're going to Canada.
What was with all the Canada slander?
I don't know. Wrong? They didn't want to go. Yeah, they weren't into the Canada idea.
I have to say, I was like, no, not Canada.
I know. I've never even been to Canada, but I do like my Canadians. I'm a big, Gretzky fan. I'm a big Seth Rogen fan. Keanu Reeves, Alanis Morissette.
It's like another state almost. It's just a little different.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, I can't say that. Guys, I wasn't talking that.
Kind of like the 51st state. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it's very much like America, but the streets are like a little smaller.
That's what she's saying. It's not a foreign country. Yeah, it's Canada.
In Mexico, I say same kind of thing. And and then I'm trying to think of like a country where I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to that country. I'll tell you, Canada's not that. And the amount of slander that was going on with Canada, I did not feel it was right. So to our Canadian listeners, I love you guys. I love.
Although
I love
I
Toronto.
don't love Toronto right now.
I
I was
love
gonna say.
Vladimir
I don't
Guerrero.
love.
I
I don't
love
love.
him
No,
so much.
I don't
So
love that.
did you see the Yankees fans that were throwing stuff at his family
That
allegedly?
was not nice. That was not cool. Not cool.
Making us look bad as Americans.
Philly behavior.
Us
Yeah.
New Yorkers.
I know.
The Mets fans get all this shit. We get our hearts ripped out of our ass every year, and we never throw shit at anybody. If anything, you think they throw it at like our own players' wives and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
No, we just like drink and eat our pain and just like go in the corner and cry and get made fun of by everyone. And you guys. So yeah, God bless you, Canada. I love you. Rob doesn't like you as much as I do.
We see Cypher stretching his dad, and he fucking smacks him. He's getting mad at him after the phone call. He hears everyone broke out of prison. Nasty. Everything about the stretching, the smacking, everything about it's nasty. Cypher has a crazy episode overall because he also tries to get Polarity to bring Marie back. He takes over Polarity's body. He's on the phone. Very gross, very invasive of Cypher.
I like his power. I like when he flexes that thing and he's fucking. It's
almost like a more like invasive Mystique.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like he's not turning into you. He's like controlling you.
The puppet master. I bet there's like a villain named the Puppet Master who could he's basically putting his hand up your ass and just making you say what he wants. I am. If I wasn't already 100% subscribed to Lady Fox's, I am, because they're trying to throw you off the scent about
They're now
it not
trying
being,
to put it on Get Offkin. They're trying to make it a misery situation.
Yes. And I'm like, no, when it's all said and done, but they're still leaving enough breadcrumbs. And I'm like, nope, Lady Fox called you out 3 episodes ago, guys.
I could see it too, because when he's smacking him, we immediately were like, oh, he's like angry. He's like hurting himself.
Yes, exactly. If you want to see it as he's mad at the burn guy, but it's the burn guy being mad at himself, so he's hitting himself.
I could see that too. And now I'm not completely convinced it's not a misery situation, because the way they broke it down, I was like, all right, I could also see that if this was his fucking rival and he got all the information. But it's like, how else could he have gotten the information? It's him. Again, I think it could be a red flag.
It all comes back to
a red herring.
He delivered him in the hospital. It all just makes Lady Fox. I'm 100% subscribed.
She could be onto it. Yeah, she was onto it.
She's gonna have to just do these shows. They're gonna have to do these shows because they would have not have fallen for the True Detective shit in Peacemaker.
Oh, they would have known who the fucking Peacemaker detective was. We got a lot of shit for that last week.
He's like, guys,
a lot of shit. They were like, he was in season 1. It was 3 years ago, guys, and he didn't have a mustache or whatever in season 1.
And he got promoted, right? He got promoted, probably because there's no minorities above him. Like there's less.
Guys, we're idiots.
In the pool. Yeah, we're idiots.
We're idiots. We forget this shit. It's 11:35. Very funny also line. I think it was also from Emma, where she goes, "I don't know anyone's phone number," which is also like very kids my age don't know. I mean, I don't know Lady Fox's phone number, and we're engaged to get married. She doesn't know my number. It's like we just have it saved in the phones.
I only know I know my wife's number and like my closest family members, and it's because like I met them all, or they got their phones when phone numbers you still had to kind of know. That's the only reason. And like other than that, there's probably 4 of the people I know, same thing, and then not a soul. A soul. The fact I know like area codes is almost like,
I know area codes.
Oh, Jersey. Oh, this is like
I'm like, oh, that's my area. Yeah. Annabeth is a precog, aka she has spidey senses. That's basically her power, spidey senses.
I thought it was like deja vu. She's like, oh wait, I've lived this before. Is this about to happen? I didn't know if that's what it was, but
kind of like that.
Spidey senses is a good way.
Kind of a That's So Raven type thing as well. I think she could just see the future.
That's So Raven. She had powers in that show.
Oh, yeah. Like she would like freeze and it would zoom in on her eyeball and she would see the future.
Oh my God. I just thought they just named it that because her name was Raven. I had no clue.
No, she was a fucking super powered Raven.
Are you a deja vu experiencer?
Oh, big time.
Same here, Bob.
All the time.
I mean, I wouldn't say weekly, but I could have it weekly. Like I've had it within the last week or two. I definitely had deja vu.
I think so too. I think I've had it last week.
I kind of like it. I like it, but when it
freaks me out, I don't like it.
When it's really like strong, it does freak me out.
I don't get that. I've heard it's like 2 memories colliding in your brain synapse. I don't even like to think about it. Good scene where Annabeth tells Marie she's the danger. She's like yelling at her. She's like, "You're the danger." She's trying to avoid whatever. Rude though when she's like, "My parents were dead. I couldn't ask them." It's like, ooh.
I was waiting for her to drop that hammer, and she kind of
Yeah, it
like
was a
had
hammer.
it. She had the hammer up the whole time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you just gonna keep bashing her with it. But to be fair, if that happened to me, I probably would do the same thing.
Yeah. Vicor attacks the group. Zoe brutally kills him with the fucking worms out of her mouth. Zoe Newman, Victoria's daughter. Stan Edgar, our guy Giancarlo Esposito, makes his first appearance in Gen V this season. He's in search of Marie, and he takes them underground, reveals Marie is basically Homelander. Like, not completely, but it's like a 1-1. They were the only two babies to survive. She's the only one that could be as powerful as him, apparently.
She's almost like a nexus being for that universe, almost.
Yeah,
right?
and
They're
it's,
like
it's starting to make me
big
think, like,
boys.
how big a role is she going to have in the final season of The Boys? Because it
Yeah.
feels like she probably should have a big role in that season, considering we got to take Homelander down at some point. But are they expecting people in season 5 of The Boys to have watched Gen V? Again, it might be one of those things where, is it 20% of people that watch The Boys watch this show? Is it more? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder. I mean, they have to have the data, and I wonder. It's like, say, Gen V has 1 million viewers, and The Boys has 2 million. You'd figure it has to be almost every single person that watched Gen V watches The Boys.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But then it's like, obviously you have the drop off, and then that's a lot of people who may not have seen it. So that is I don't know.
If you only watch this, you would think like she's going to kill Homelander.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm not sure The Boys is built up to that. But me, I don't know. Like,
even
weird.
when at the end of The Boys, when they had the kids involved, you're like, wait, what? The fact that, and I like that they did that, but it was like, oh, but they didn't make them too important. They could have just been nothings for some of the people. I have to admit this. When I saw the girl, completely, I was like, she looks kind of familiar. Completely forgot who she was. Takes him out of the mouth. That was a gruesome death for the Viking guy.
Chat's gonna give you shit for that. You should have remembered last season.
Guys, I think the last time my brain kind of worked was like when I had one kid. So that was 2018 when AJ was born. 14. And that's it. Yeah. See, and I always say November 11th, 2014 is when my brain stopped working. I always tell her that. So it does start with one kid, and then 2 kids. For any dad will completely let me off the hook there. I also, hand up, was Gus Fring in this show last year, or was he in season 1?
Did he make a quick appearance? He might have, like in the.
See, Bob, okay, good, because I watched it and I'm like, wait, was he in this? Did we know he was her dad? And then my wife texted me, is like, Gus is in the show, and I was like, yes. And I called her. I was like, wait, was he in it last year? She goes, I can't remember. And now Bob doesn't remember either. And this, okay, I don't know if he was in it. I don't think he was, because I looked it up on IMDb.
No, yeah.
And it only said 25 for Gen V.
Yeah.
However, I have to make a statement here. I love Giancarlo Esposito. He's been in way too much shit, and he plays characters that are
really similar,
but kind of the same thing every single time, right? And
he showed up in the same wardrobe from Captain America here.
And that's the thing. It's like he's like, and the Mando character I didn't really love, and I love. It's just Gus Fring was so great, and he was so great as him, and I feel like they've just. I don't know if I just don't think they've delivered the right character for him, or it's just he'll always be Gus to us. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't hit. And now it's like, especially when the last one was like, why the fuck is he in Captain America? That was the weirdest. Bob?
That was a Hail Mary for that movie. They were like, I don't know, Gus.
Now that it's after 10 o'clock, I'm going to get the real opinion from Bob. This is
I still do like Brave New World. I was thinking about it the other day. I was looking through my letterbox, then I was looking through movies of the year. Listen, it's not Thunderbolts. It's not Fantastic Four. Thunderbolts, the more time that passes, the more I do really like that as well. But yeah, Brave New World, I think is completely decent.
I tried, guys. I tried. I thought I had an opening there. The Gus stuff was odd, though. And I like that he basically like walked in with the same outfit. It's like, you're in this one now. And I swear to God, if he's in like, what's the next comic book? Like if he's in Stranger Things, I'm like, guys, we have to give Giancarlo Esposito
in the same military
or change his character. Make him a good guy, a really happy guy. I don't know what it is, but
he's kind of a good guy in this. I mean, he wasn't in The Boys, but Sam and Emma have a big talk. We learn about Godolphin dying in a fire and maybe the misery situation happening. And then Cypher says he's going to decrease the student population by 75%. Then he fucking blows up out the window. Something's happening. I don't know if it's like a paranormal thing because the knives went crazy. And is Andre like helping Polarity from the afterlife or something like that? I don't know. A dramatic ass "Don't You Forget About Me" cover towards the end of the episode. And then Kate goes up to Marie at the end of the episode. She's like, I want my powers fixed. I think you can do it. And Marie walks away from her, but that's where the episode ends. You could tell that they'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to shake out. Kate's still on the sus list, right? I can't trust
I don't
Kate.
think so. I'm going to be honest. I don't think she's on the sus list anymore.
Just because they saved her, she knows they saved her.
I think it's going to be a classic, yeah.
I'm all right. I'm keeping her there. I won't put her number one. She's staying there though, Bob. I have to keep her there because if something happens, it's like
I'll regret taking her off the sus list if something happens. Yeah,
exactly.
I'll feel stupid.
But yeah, Kate. I guess she has that resting bitch face too. Where you're just like, yeah. Kate, why can't you just be so much cooler like everyone else here? Yeah, a good 2 episodes left. I feel like this could end wild. I hope we get
pretty good everything so tied far.
Up. We know season 3 is definitely coming.
I don't think we do know.
Because like post Boys, which will obviously finish before this one starts again.
Yeah.
I do feel like they have to figure out where they're going to take everything next with the IP, you know?
Agreed. Yeah. Are they building to a big culmination in the Boys, or is this just going to continue? We're getting Gen V season 3 right after that. I don't know. I would assume we're getting a season 3 because I think this does well. I think people like it, but I don't know.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm actually changing my Peacemaker chip review. I'm changing it to Funyun Spicy Queso. Have you heard Spicy Queso Funyuns?
No.
I might have chosen for season 1. I don't know. Funyuns is something I didn't ever think I'd like. Then I had the spicy. I had them. I liked them, which is like Peacemaker season 1. And then I had Spicy Queso. I'm like, holy shit, these things are even better than the originals. And they've now become kind of like, they're making those chips in all different sizes because I think they're that much of a hit. And I like season 2 more than season 1. So I just thought of that one as I was
there we go. You're a James Gunn sequel guy. You like
I am a James Gunn
sequel. Does more than the first. Yeah. All right. We need a hashtag for this week. It's not cunnilingus related.
Cunnilingus Lee. The real ones can use cunnilingus Lee. I'm looking at the notes here.
Hashtag Planet Salvation.
Planet Salvation, anti-freckle, pro freckle.
How about pro freckle? I like
pro freckle.
We're gonna get a lot of Peacemaker tweets with Planet Salvation. Pro freckle might be a little more unique.
Let's see if we get anything in there. Oh, we got a couple. We got three tweets out there.
All right. Hashtag pro freckle if you made it to the end of the episode, and our pro freckle, I guess. If you're going to be in Baton Rouge tonight as this comes out, October 10th, Nate's birthday. Shout out, Nate. Happy birthday.
Oh, big day for the dog. He loves talking about his birthday.
He loves talking about that. Yeah. Come on down to Fred's at LSU in Tigerland. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
And we will talk to you next week for more nerd news, Gen V, and whatever else may come up. See you then.